Hi, my name's Ian Austin, wearing Goonies t-shirt, and I'm here to talk about the backstory of the Barbatachtian series. I'll try not to laugh. So basically, the gist is, and it's very convoluting, even I'm not going to get everything perfect. The gist is that at dawn of time, aliens invaded, and they fought a demonic army led by Barbatachtian, and one of the first humans, I know it's jumping around a lot, they fought a long war, and one of the first humans was named Zerum, and he allied with the aliens, and the aliens defeated Barbatachtian, and then they took Barbatachtian away. And Barbatachtian swore that Zerum legacy would be punished for their actions. But little did Barbatachtian know that there's actually a thing in a prophecy that the Zerum legacy would defeat Barbatachtian. And you're probably wondering, Zerums, how would they have the same name throughout the entire history? Well, the Zerums are a weird group in the multiverse, whereby there is always a Chester Zerum. In every reality that's ever existed, there's always Chester Zerum, and not at the same time. They're all around the 2000s. They're all born in the late 80s. They're all around 2000s, and they must always fight. Actually, no, they must not always fight because there's only one Barbatachtian in the entire multiverse. He goes from reality to reality, causing chaos. And there's a red-faced man. He's the arch enemy of Barbatachtian. It's one of the aliens. He's like the consigliere to the alien race. I can't remember their names off the top of my head. It doesn't really matter. They have various names in various realities. It all boils down to they are called. If you use the true English pronunciation and true spelling in the translation, they are called the Man, and he's the red-faced man, the one who Barbatachtian fears. And his goal is to just stop Barbatachtian, except he doesn't in the first movie. He's not there because he's trying to sort out messing of realities. So Barbatachtian basically is a demon and a ghost, and there's like hoofs like a goat. You can't see him. He can. Barbatachion's powers, he can possess anything. Sometimes, other times he can't. He's not very strong at the start of Barbatachien, for example, because he just goes ass kicked by red-faced man in another reality, and he's fled, and he's come to our universe, and he's weak, so he's got build up strength. And then you have to factor in the first Barbatachien movie, that house is crawling with monsters, because they mention about the nun and the graveyard and the evil child who was, I think, related to Chester Zerum. It all gets a bit strange. But the house is full of monsters, and it's not really addressed in any of the other movies, but the house is still full of monsters, like the mermaids and all of that. It's just like Chester, after he comes back after he dies, and he goes to purgatory and heck and heaven, and after he comes back, he has amnesia for that specific part. And the house is full of monsters and can't communicate with them again because he doesn't really want to. But they're still there. In fact, there's more monsters there in the other movies, and maybe they'll be there in the fourth, which I'm currently shooting, which goes into some more of the backstory. I won't go into specifics, but let's just say Barbatachion's had a long and storied relationship with Earth Prime, which, as you found out in the third movie, may have been reset because Detective Perspex talks about it. It's been reset. If you've seen the Zerum of Zerums, you know that they're not all Chester Zerums are nice. There's like a kingpin one, there's like an assassin one, there's a cannibal one, there's the two arsehole news reporters from the second movie who just shout at each other. Like most Chester Zerums know the other Chester Zerums. Like, it's just the Prime one doesn't know him, because I wanted to introduce that into the movies and give him some more perspective and have him be our audience surrogate. Doesn't necessarily work, but that's the plan. And the general gist is that there's a real war going on, almost a multiversal war, if you will, a war that people don't know about. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like they keep it secret, from everyone. I'm just saying. But that's basically just... The only person who doesn't know anything of this is Chester Zerum of our Prime one. And, you know, the one who comes in third one, he knows all shit. Like, because they've seen first movie, that Chester Zerum, sorry, spoilers, that Chester Zerum, who was following third movie, he knows most of this stuff. And he knows that this house, the Barbatachtian murder house, is a key landmark in multiverse. Yeah, so... As I said, Dracula, the Wolfman, the Mermaid, the Merman, the Merwoman, you know, the bloop, that's all, frankly, that's all still there. That's there in both the other movies, and I will get back to it at some point, but you haven't seen any yet. There's lots more stuff. So, Detective Perspex is basically, okay, so I'm sure some people wondering, why does Detective Perspex look like Chester Zerum? Well, if you want the real answer, the movie's based answer, you'll find that eventually. If you want the practical answers, because I shot movie in a goddamn pandemic, and that's all I could do. But that will come back and play at other points too, because the whole Masked Chief Samurai Abjin, his invisible wife, and all of that, that's coming back. We're going to get back to that, because his wife is a big part of the franchise, and when I finally use other actors... Oh man, she won't be invisible for too much longer when I use other actors, because I've got big plans for that. Daisy and Carpenter, yeah, they'll big plans. They'll come back at some point. And actually, a bit of cool news. The original Chester Zerum is going to be in the fourth movie. And we're going to find out what happened to him, what's going on, because it's starring Barbatachtian 3. Technically, half Barbatachtian 3 is Barbatachtian 4. So what's this movie going to be about? Because you've seen a lot of Chester Zerum, but you've never seen him like this. And Professor Pickles, what's going on with him? Because he is the instigator of all of this. And Professor T.O. Mato, what's going on with him? Because found out that some else had lived in the house before Chester. You know? And left a tape, and something bad happened to Professor T.O. Mato's wife. So what's going on with that? Well, we'll find out in the next movie. So that's all I can really go into regarding backstory for now, but trust me, we will find out what is going on for this shit in the next movie. But that's the backstory up now. I don't want to give too many more details because there's a lot that I need to really go in depth on, and stuff like Zerum of Zerums and Barbatachtian 1, 2, 3. They left a lot of stuff that needs to be explored. There's more about backstory saying that, like, the house is... There's something wrong with the house beyond Barbatachtian, beyond the red-faced man, beyond the Archangel Michael. So Uncle Frederick and the Archangel Michael, their problem is basically amounts to a card game. They had a card game once and it went wrong, and that's how Uncle Frederick died. The Archangel Michael and him playing cards, and the Archangel Michael just smote him. And actually, if you watch the first movie again, you see that bit where, you know, it's sort of like, haha, I'm Lucifer. That wasn't actually Lucifer. That was the ploy by Uncle Frederick, because he wanted to get Chester to heck, basically. So yeah, that was not Lucifer. We haven't seen Lucifer in movies yet. I'm sure we will at some point. Lucifer, we will at some point. He, she, I don't know yet. Who knows? Regarding the Archangel Michael, the Council of Gods, regarding them, what's their plan? They're just arseholes. You know, it's just arseholes. And by the way, we haven't met God yet. There's been no... God hasn't appeared in any of these movies, despite what may have seemed like it was happening. And that thing, that second movie, when he's going upstairs and that thing attacks Chester, that's something new too. That's something we'll explore at some point. But there's lots of stuff. The backstory is very weird. Basically, House is messed up. House has been messed up since dawn of time and is actually a weapon against Barbatachtian, but I'll go into that later on. And we'll find out more about Chester's legacy and lineage at some point, because he is going to meet someone at some point who's going to tell him things that he might not be prepared to hear. That's very vague, but that's basically it for now. So this is the backstory for now, and I will get back to you guys when I have some more information.